So this is what I've been working on. Say you have 2 points in 3D space, or even just 2D space, doesn't really matter for this example. Let's say I have these 2 points and you want to have a trajectory going from A to B. Very simple, right? You just increment the position towards the point of the goal, right? So you do something like a lerp or linear interpolation. So it would look something like this one, I believe. Oh, oops, nope, not that one. It's the number 3. Yes, this one right here. So if I rerun this program, you can see, wow, linear interpolation. I just made loop go from left to right and then right to left, so it just loops in a circularly. But what if you wanted it to curve? What if instead you're, for example, using an arrow, you're using a bow and arrow and you're trying to shoot a target? Obviously there's going to be some form of bullet drop. Of course in this case it's very small, very minor, you don't need that curve. But let's say for example you're in a game where that matters and you have to account for it. At least to animate it, to make it look that way. And one way you can do that is by using Bezier curves. And the way it works is, instead of having 2 points, you generate a third point in the middle of these two. So as such, this one right here. And if I rerun, you can see I generate a third circle right here. And then what I want to do is, instead of going from A to B, or we'll use A, B, and C for or let's just use the colors. So going from red to blue, you say, what's the distance between red to green and then green to blue? And after that, you take those two and then you calculate how to get from those 2 points back into all the way until you reach blue. And the way that looks like is something like this. Right here. This black circle here. So essentially what's happening is we're forming 2 lines going from red to blue, or sorry, red to green and green to blue. And to display what that looks like, this is it right here. So we're just doing this, see? And again, just a loop to make it more obvious what's going on. Of course, we should remove the linear path. Oh, oops. Let's remove the linear path because we're no longer talking about that. So you can see this one right here. So we're just saying, how do I go from yellow to blue, or cyan in this case? Yellow to cyan. How do we get there? The same way we calculate going from red to green and green to blue. And that looks something like this. Oh, sorry, not that one. This one right here, a Bezier curve. That's what it's called, a Bezier curve. And you can see, I'm just calculating the distance between yellow and cyan and looping it all the way from 0 to 1 or 1 to 100. Very cool. What's even cooler is that if you add in a fourth element, you get what's called a cubic Bezier curve. So for example, I add another ball, like such, like this, and we make another link, and instead of just having this 3 points going from red, green, blue, we're going to connect red, green, blue to green, blue, and peach. I don't know, beige. But we're gonna link those two, and we get. So we have these 2 Bezier curves right here. Let me remove the original ones too, because you get the point, right? So if you link these two, this is what you get. Oh. Whoops. Wait. No. That is not how the calculation goes. we should go from green, blue, and so that's 2, 3, 4. Mm, 2 and 4. So I have a mistake here at the bottom. So that's 2 and 4. There we go. That's the error. So if I run this, like so, you can see those are the two curves. We have one going red, green, and blue, and one going green, blue, and beige. Right? Very cool. And if you do the same interpolation as going a linear path and just lerp those two positions, you actually get a cubic one. So if we display that here, this is what it actually looks like. Oh, oops, no, let's put that here. Let's hide these two. If I show you, right here, and look at that. A Bezier curve, or a cubic Bezier curve, I should say. And to form this particular pattern, it's a bit complicated because it takes in a bunch of positions. These ones exactly. So if I display everything that's being calculated, here it is. It's a bit of a mess. But if you follow that one white ball, that is our main calculation. And obviously, you just hide this in the background. You don't even have to have a ball be displayed in the workspace for your client. It doesn't have to be copied or replicated into the client side if you're just trying to display this animation. But just as a cool way to make lines, and you can just even extend this even further by having more Bezier curves. And it's really cool. Anyways, I just wanted to show what I've been working on. Thank you.